Hello, everybody. It's Thursday, which means it's time for TIMBP Live. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm Perry. I'm the host of This Is My Bourbon Podcast. If this is your first time on the channel, please subscribe. And also, please like the video, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. Super important. It helps. It really, really does. It means a lot. Hello to everybody who's in the chat at the moment. Derek Julian, Big Vic, JG Wentworth, 877 Mash Now, Tony Bag of Donuts. What's up, Tony? Our wonderful mod for the evening, Mr. Donnie, the Linux Cat, Roscoe P. Coltrane, and Scott Pigsley. Guys, thank you all so much for being here. Hope you are well. Hope you have been well. Hope that you had a wonderful Thanksgiving as well. It was nice to have a little bit of time off last week, but it is very nice to also be back in the saddle again. So I'm doing something a little different tonight. I'm really excited about it. I'm doing a flight comparing Maker's cask strength to the to a few other higher proof or cask strength wheated bourbons. And the reason that I'm doing this is a couple. It does still say Trev Sugget because it's left over from the last stream, which is really funny. Sorry. But there's a couple reasons why I wanted to do this. The first one, if you've listened to this week's episode, you know that Eric and I tried the Maker's Mark DNA 125 proof. It's the highest proof Maker's I think that's ever been on the market. I'm pretty sure that that's the case. And it was also just an absolute winner for us. We thought it was great. And we loved it. And so I wanted to take a step back from that and actually do a flight with Maker's cask strength. Did a Weller full proof pick. Did a Larceny barrel proof A121. And then I threw in a pick of the new 120 proof Rebel bourbon. And this is the one from It's Bourbon Night. So I'm super excited to get into this. The picture of Eric is terrifyingly awesome. It's pretty great. I do love this picture of Eric. What's going on, Adam? Hope you're well, buddy. Good to see you. Good to see everybody after a week off. It's just nice. It's just nice to be back. It's just nice to be back. Let me go ahead and throw this up as well, letting y'all know about tonight's giveaway. Oh, a little bit of a screen freeze, a little bit of a stutter. That's all right. So I wanted to do some. I do a little Makers giveaway because I've not done Makers on a live stream, maybe ever, maybe once or twice. I can't remember, but it feels like never, at the very least. So what we're gonna do is I want to do higher proof stuff because I think that's where we found that Makers has really been shining recently. So wanted to do this flight of the cask strength, the 101. Sorry, my brain is just shut off for a second. I'm going to throw in a couple of picks, or one pick, and then the RC6. And so this is going to be 5 samples. Also going to throw in the sample that Eric left for me for the 125.4 proof Maker's DNA release. So super excited. Jay, yes, I did get your email with your contact info. Swan, yes, I am drinking Makers tonight. And Donnie, no, I do not have anything running in the background. My computer is just a little slow and a little old. So I wonder if I can do this. Can I up the CPU usage? Actually, maybe not. I'll figure it out later. Ooh, Eric says throw a sample of last year's community batch. Okay, we can do that. We can do that for sure. Hello, Bev Porter. Popping in to say hi. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving and whatever December holiday you celebrate is absolutely the best. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, indeed, Bev Porter. Happy holidays to everybody as well. It's just a wonderful time of year. I'm excited. We had to buy a new Christmas tree because our old one sucks and the cat kept getting up in it. So now we got a new Christmas tree. It's going up soon. Excited for that. Just a good night, a good time for all. Tom Lynch, cheers all. Cheers to you, Tom. 877 makers now. Oh, it's good to see everybody in the chat. It's good to see everybody. So if you want now, Eric's now thrown in what would be the sixth sample in the flight. Cast strength 101. A pick that I have that I really love that actually was given to me by Joseph Prezo. So there's that. RC6, the DNA 125 proof, and then the a sample of last year's community batch. So I am tired of talking, but I will let Donnie share the links to where you can donate for the giveaway. It's the Stream Elements link. You can also use Venmo. You can also just straight up use PayPal. There's so many ways for you to be able to do it. Yeah. What's up, Pat? How are you, man? Please do mash that like button. It helps. It helps a lot. We appreciate y'all. I can't speak tonight, apparently. But yeah. Give me just a second. Okay, cool. All right, so we are going to start with the Maker's Cast Strength. Now, this one in particular is 110 on the nose. Yeah, this is batch 21-05. So I guess the fifth batch of 2021 for Maker's Cast Strength. Really excited. Really excited. Tony Swan, how do you feel about your photo being turned around while Mario is staring at us? Swan's still here. I just don't have, I tried to get him propped up better, but I don't have the tall bottles that Eric is resting on at the moment. But thank you for sharing that, Donnie. Appreciate that. But so one of the other reasons too why I wanted to include this is it's kind of twofold. So one is that I was not particularly impressed coming off of the Maker's DNA with the WLW from the Antique Collection. And oh, that's sweet. Eric. So Eric threw in that's really sweet. Eric threw in $10 for Bev Porter to win. It's pretty great. And $5 from JG. 877 Trev. Still suck it. Cheers to you, Tim Evans. Hope you're well, buddy. Making sure I'm caught up on everything. All right. And the other reason that I wanted to include it, so like I was saying, I wasn't super impressed with it with the Weller from the Antique Collection. So I wanted to kind of see if there was a good alternative in the regularly batched versions of Maker's Cast Strength. And it's been one of those that people have said for a long time is a really good replacement for those wheated bourbons that you just can't find anymore. And I haven't had it in a long time. And I'm scared that I'm going to find this as like a new regular drinker for myself, like something that I always want to have on the shelf, or excuse me, on the bar or in the cabinet. And I'm not scared in like a way I was like, I don't want to admit that I like makers. It's just like the money spending aspect of it. So, so regardless, um, I'm very excited to get to try this again, especially up against Weller Foolproof, the Larceny Barrel Proof, in this Rebel pick. So let's just get the heck into it. Why don't we? Oh, oh, that's a great nose. It certainly beats the Weller Foolproof. I will say that much. Where is Snuffy? Oh, Snuffy's back. Ugh. Snuffy's here. He was just tucked away back behind some bottles. Our main man Snuffy's here for the Snuffy chats, though. You can't really see him, can you? Sorry, Pop guys. Oh, I guess I can put. Yeah, there we go. There we go. But there's Snuffy. He's hanging out with Mr. Beaver. It's a really rich nose. I mean, it's got a lot of bacon spices. Oh, what is that? What is that? Almost like a banana nut bread. I mean, it's interesting. Tony, the first pour is the maker's cast strength. So to make sure that it was showing up on the, or that I was pointing to the right thing. Anyway. Wow. Holy moly, that packs a punch for 110. Whew. That's crazy. Tim Evans is drinking FAEO2 and it's a winner. It's a good whiskey. I will say, though, as Eric says, if you have FAE01 and 2, do a 1-to-1 blend, so 50-50. And it's like the complete package for what that whiskey should have been. It's really good. I'll throw some FAE01 into the so now 7 samples. I'll throw some FAE01 into the giveaway flight as well, because why not? I was a big fan of it when I first tried it earlier this year. So, oops. Anyway. Yeah. Man. It's got this really nice milk chocolate flavor to it. It's a little hot, but I don't mind it. It's a little banana-y, but in this case, I don't seem to mind it. But it's good. It's good. It's really quite good. Hi, Regina. She says, hey, Harry, happy holidays. I have a friend here in Florida from Danville who's created a cocktail advent calendar. He features the recipes on YouTube, and his first drink was the old-fashioned. If you need a guest on your show during the holidays, you should consider him. That is awesome, Regina. Send me a DM, send me a direct message, and I will look into that. That is awesome. Thank you so much. Regina is a mom of a dear old friend of mine who passed away a few years ago, and I think about him all the time. I think about him a lot. So I don't want to get too into it. It's a sad. I don't want to be sad right now. JG Perry, no rush, but do you have an ETA on when you will hand deliver me those samples from last week? I can. I'm gonna say at in a ballpark. Those should be out beginning of next week. I apologize. My life has taken like 18 crazy turns over the past few weeks, and love you too, Regina. Thank you so much. It's good to see you on here. I'm sorry, Scott. I'm working. I'm really sorry. I'm super slow on this, and I apologize. But stuff will get out. I'll talk about it on like Patreon or something. But things have been strange. Things have been kind of weird. But anyway, Roy R does. Is it Roy or Ray? Yeah, it's a no. Roy R does things. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to you, Roy. All right, let's move on to the Weller Foolproof. It's a much flatter note. Like I wasn't anticipating it to be that much flatter, but there's and it's not bad. It's still got a good like profile to it, but it doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't quite hold up the way that I was wanting it to. Oh, I think the palate's got a little bit of a leg up though on the Maker's cast strength. That is something. Yes, I appreciate everybody's patience with getting samples out, but they will be out. I promise you. Eric is kind of my helper with a lot of that, but anyway, just like a Snuffleupagus, I still appreciate you, Perry. I still appreciate you, Jay. Thank you as always. Thank you, everybody, for playing. Like it always goes to help the show, and it helps me out personally, of course, when people do snuffy chats, and it's just great. It's just a great time all around. So yeah. Yeah, I still like the Weller Foolproof quite a bit. Just out of curiosity, though, with that fresh on my mind, I want to check out the cast strength. You know, they're almost like two completely different animals. The Weller goes a little sweeter, and the Maker's actually kind of is lending itself to be a little bit darker and a little bit more savory as well. Scott's still waiting on one from Hot Buttery Rolls from a month and a half ago. You take that up with Chris. You tell him, hey, I hope you're doing well, buddy. tell him that from me. I haven't talked to Chris in a while, but I can see. Look, I know that the brand recognition of having a Weller Foolproof on your shelf, in your collection, whatever, is really cool and something that you can kind of show off. But I don't think that it is that much better or different than the Maker's cask strength to warrant going crazy and trying to find bottles of it, especially paying secondary prices. It's just they're quite similar. Of course, they're both wheated bourbons, but you know, at $40 a bottle for the Makers, in this proof point. I mean, if it's also closer to like 7 or 8 years, especially like the maker's DNA is, I don't I don't know. I think that it's not that big a deal to go for makers instead. Roscoe says, pretty sure I've got the same Weller Foolproof Liquor Barn pick. This one is bottle cap. There you are. TC2 8th series in non-chill filtered. I know what one of those things means. Okay, maybe 2. Wow, Liquor Barn's been around for a while. Is it 94 or 84? My eyes are getting worse the older I get. Good stuff. It's still a good pick. I still really enjoy it, but I mean, if I'm interested in want to get a cast strength weeded product, I'm probably gonna lean toward makers, but Tony says, is Eric gonna join the live anytime soon so I can pair that Weller Foolproof sample with the snacky cake he sent? Hopefully soon. We were supposed to. Oh, I forgot. Yes, he'll be on next week. So next week is going to be our little trivia quiz show. I totally forgot about this. Where it's like a quiz show about the podcast. It's about This Is My Bourbon Podcast. So if you are interested in playing, you do have to be comfortable with being on screen. You have to have a sufficient internet connection. As you can see, mine is just spectacular right now. And you have to be comfortable with just talking. So send me a DM. We're gonna try to figure out some way to get 3 different players on to compete, and the winner is going to receive a nice bottle. So TIMBP trivia is next Thursday, and we'll see. I think you guys are gonna really enjoy it. It's gonna be really fun and cool and different. Cheech is stopping by. What? What's up, Cheech? Yes, Cheech is saying, join the Patreon. Join the Patreon, indeed. Please. Cheech, hope you're well, buddy. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Good to see you. Oh, Scott, I missed your comment. It's 125 versus 110 proof. That is a difference. What? But I'm not drinking the DNA. I'm drinking the cast strength. Scott says, quick, I've got to bend early podcast. Cheers to you, Cheech. Lots of love in the chat for Cheech. I will say the Larceny is easily the weakest nose of the 3 that I've had so far. And the makers might be pulling out in front just a little bit. Yeah, it's like just ethanol. Ethanol and a little bit of raisins and figs. It's a little buttery too on the nose. That palate's pretty decent. Are you confused as to what I was comparing? I was comparing the Weller Foolproof at 114 to the Maker's Mark cast strength. This one's 110. So the Maker's DNA is 125.4 proof. So that's where that's that. That's yeah. I can understand the confusion. I've been throwing around a lot of proofs. Like this Larceny, which isn't bad. It's just kind of meh. It's kind of like a Milky Way. I'm not a big fan of Milky Ways anyway. But the A121 Larceny is 114.8 proof. And it's funny because I reached out to Heaven Hill a little while ago to see if there was going to be a C batch for Larceny barrel proof, and I have heard nothing back about it, which is very, very strange. Usually, A, they're pretty responsive, and B, it's just weird. I mean, not that Larceny barrel proof has been like a long time staple, but at the very least, like, you think they would have tried to complete the set. JG's poured a Maker's Cast Strength to join me. Thanks, Jay. And Scott says, I thought Weller foolproof is 125. I'm thinking of 1792 foolproof. Totally, totally fair and justified. I mean, 1792 foolproof and benchmark foolproof are the same proof. So it's good. I mean, it's not a bad bourbon, but it easily falls short of the other two that I've had so far. Yeah. Larceny A121 reminds you of a Snickers. I can see that. I can see a little bit of a Snickers thing going on there. Well, it's got kind of that nougat. The nougat to it. Sorry, I just got really thirsty all of a sudden. Who knows why? But anyway, all right. Chad and Sarah's It's Bourbon Nights Rebel Pick 120 proof. Now these are about what, like 5-ish years old, 5 or 6. I don't even think they're up to 6. I think they're probably like 5-ish. And I've not had a bad one of these yet. I've only had really good ones and really okay ones. Like there's just kind of been no in between for some reason. Also, I don't know. This is totally off course, but I don't know if anybody's been watching Get Back, the Beatles documentary. It's not really a documentary, but on Disney Plus. But I have had Beatles music stuck in my head for the past 2 days now, and it's just it's not driving me crazy, but it's my own little like rotation of what am I doing a jellyfish for? It's this own little like jukebox rotation of different Beatles songs, which is fine by me. I mean, I love the Beatles, but the show itself is very strange. It's not what I expected at all. I expected it to be more of an actual documentary. But anyway, 5 years, yes. Tony says, Perry, I don't know if I just dreamed this, but I swore I heard somebody say Larceny Barrel Proof was discontinued. I mentioned it to Chad. He had no idea. I have no clue. I'll have to try to get more information on that. Papa Ritter's here. He says, I've been watching Get Back. Currently, it's I'm Me Mine that's stuck in my head. Such a great song. Ugh. And Donnie also says, to get in on the giveaway, every $5 gets you an entry. You can super chat, snuffy chat at the link below. And that's just because we just use that because we don't have actual super chats yet here on the channel, even though we're over 1,000 subs, even though we should be to over 4,000 hours of watch time. But, you know, Dad said today it's across the universe. Sure. Oh, Chad and Sarah's pick is so good. Yeah, it falls in their like nutty profile that they love so much. A slight tinge of honey, some dark cocoa, cacao, whatever you want to call it. Um, that is a great pick. They absolutely knocked that one out of the park. I only got to try a sample of it, but even still, I was just very happy that I got to try it at all. So yeah. Also, people who are wondering about shipping, we should be shipping out the Wilderness Trail bottles from our pick within the next week or so, unless you picking it up in town. Scott says I might join you on that pour. Good job, absolutely. Cacao. Tony lives in a yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine. A yellow submarine. A yellow submarine. I don't want to risk getting copyright strike by singing the Beatles. Ooh. Makers might have been knocked off a little bit. What's going on, Chris? Chris, it's good to see you in here, buddy. Hope everything's well. JG's actually got Get Back stuck in his head. All right. Let's go back through and taste some other ones, though. Everything's getting to the point where it's a little samey. With the Larceny being just slightly different. That's funny. All right, I'm going to let these sit for a minute. I'm going to give my palate a break. Because I'm not really getting anything different. Scott. Tony says, I think you should have done the Maker's 46 cast strength. I just don't have any of it left. I would have. That's a great pour. I do love 46 cast strength. So I remember Swan when was that last year? Swan was talking about how he didn't care too much for it, but that's fine. Justin Lewis, what's up, buddy? Hope you're well. Well, and Fred Minnick just tweeted that he just did a pit tasting, and there was a three-way tie between Old Forester 1897, Maker's 46, and Old Elk Bourbon. And he said he was the tiebreaker. Any guess what I picked? I Maker's 46 all the way. Absolutely, Maker's 46. Time to watch Across the Universe again. I love that movie. I have not watched that movie in forever. It's one of my favorite movies. It's just so much fun and so cool and well done and just so finely crafted and made. Oh, I love Across the Universe. Papa Ritter still has his Maker's cast strength, Maker's 46 cast strength, unopened. I'll help you crack it. Donnie thinks it was the Old Elk. Fred does not hate makers. That's not true. Getting screen burn from my snuffy chat. That's funny. Wait, does Fred hate makers? I thought he didn't. Am I imagining this? Because I thought that he said at one point that he likes to use makers just regular 90 proof as kind of a benchmark for his tastings. And that he was always trying to get the Samuels family to release the higher proof products because he had tasted them at like cast strength. I don't know. I guess we will find out. I don't know if he actually. He wants the 12-year. That's what I'm thinking of. Okay. I would love. So I was talking about this with my buddy Tony yesterday. Not Tony Bag of Donuts, Tony, another Tony. And we were talking about how if makers would put out a 12-year-old like 101 proof or a 12-year-old 90 proof or 95 or whatever, nobody would care. Nobody would care anymore about Weller 12. Honestly, I think that it would just decimate that corner of the market. And he agreed with me. And it's just, seeing how good higher proof makers products are and seeing how great maker cast strength is and the DNA at 125 proof, it's just, I really would love to see makers do some more creative things with their products. And truth be told, I feel like that itch is getting pretty well scratched with something like the DNA project. But to be fair, like the first release in it is basically just maker's cast strength. And so you're paying a premium for a bottle that you could kind of get already on the shelf. I know that it's special in the way that it was aged and more finely tuned batch wise, but at the same time, I just think, it should be a regular thing. I think they should regularly have really good, older, higher proof bourbon. I mean, if they're only make one bourbon recipe, then they better do as much as they can with it. And I do think that the private select picks are a step in the right direction. I do think that the DNA series is a step in the right direction, but I just want to see more of that. I think that they have too much star power and too many big brains over there to not do something super cool. Always, like a regular release, just something that people could latch on to all the time. So, yeah, I think that Makers is moving the way that everybody wants it to, but it's not. It's not exactly what we're getting at, what we're hoping for, just at this moment. So, Roscoe, did I see you say that you picked up an Old Elk pick from? Yeah, you did, from Liquor Barn. That is really good. I've not had a whole lot of Old Elk. I know that some people kind of rave about it, but it's just one of those where I haven't really wanted to spend the money on it because I truthfully just don't know much about it. But I don't know. It's another weeder. I would love to try it. So we gonna see. We gonna find out eventually. I'll try it. I'll try it eventually. Try anything once. Also, only 2 folks on the giveaway as of right now. Eric's entry for Bev Porter, and then JG. So Was it EJ? Yeah, it was Jay. Okay. Just a checking. Just a checking my facts. Just making sure. Man, PayPal has not done well recently. Just keeps telling me I'm offline, which I am definitely not. Now it says I'm back online. Woo! All right, $10 from Justin Lewis. That was over on Venmo. So Swan's back. He said, I'm back. Drive home and eat some food. Well, welcome back, Swanee. Good to see you in here, buddy. All right, let's get back to the flight at hand. We will crown a winner of these weeders. Oh, Maker's cast strength. Oh, dude, it's so good. It's so good. Weller Foolproof is kind of it's kind of mellowed out a little bit. Still delicious, but I think that right now the Makers is taking the cake. Roscoe says, "I think you'll like Old. Bleh. I think you'll like Old. I think you'll like Old Elk." There we go. I finally got it out. Oof. I'll tell you this for free. I think the Larceny is in last place. Ooh, Chad and Sarah's pick though. It's tough to. What's going on, Z-Man? Scott says Old Elk is funky. And Jay says Old Elk cognac cask finish is really good. I will have to try it then. I will take everybody's word for it. And I will go and buy bottles of Old Elk. If I can find it, I don't know how available it is. Also, $10 from Mr. Tony Bag of Donuts. Wheaters. Hey, thank you guys so much for playing tonight. Appreciate y'all. Appreciates all y'all. So what I was going to say is that it's kind of hard for me to put, and I don't want to fully generalize the Rebel picks because like I said, I've had some that have just been okay. But the ones that I have had that I've really liked, I've really, really liked. And to the point where I'm like, I need more of these. And I think that they're just fabulous. And it's even gotten me to the point where like I strongly consider whether or not I will pick up a Knob Creek single barrel or a Rebel single barrel if they're both on the shelf at the same time. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that they're the same proof. They're the same price. Of course, the Knob Creek is older, but I don't know. I've just enjoyed that flavor profile of the really high proof Rebel recently. So if I would love to have more of them. I will say. Justin says, sorry I joined late, but you have Wilderness Trail weeded in the lineup. Currently my favorite weeder. I do not have it in the lineup, but that would have been a good idea. That would have been a great call to put a cast strength Wilderness Trail weeder in the mix. Oh, jeez. Oh, well. I don't know why my brain couldn't handle figuring out that I needed to throw that one in there, too. Scott Bigsley, I think it's the 34% malt I'm not used to in Old Elk. Wow. That's a lot of malt. I guess they've got to do something to make up for the wheat, so that flavoring grain. But still. And I just heard somebody walk in my door, but there's no way. I would have A, seen it on my phone, and B, the dogs would have been barking. So let me tell you, my dogs are barking. All right. I think I'm ready to do this. So last, for sure, is the Larceny. Unfortunately. I think just compared to these other three, it doesn't have as much to hold on to. And I wish that it did. I wish that Larceny Barrel Proof had been, just an absolute hitter, but it's unfortunately just not. It's just not. Swan says Wilderness Trail picks are good. Can we do one? We did. Sorry, buddy. Make sure you hit the like, indeed. Rebark. What? Yeah, I know. Tony asks, was it Perry Russell? I guess he's got that soothing voice about him that, calms dogs down. But who's to say, man? Who's to say? So last is the Larceny. Second to last. Oh, is the Weller foolproof? I think everybody kind of saw that coming, that it wasn't going to do as well. It's a good single barrel. I would really like to try the batch stuff. I would really, really like to try that. All that being said, though, it's I think that there are just other products I would rather spend my money on, and other products that I would rather find. But if you want to buy it, by all means, but don't be down about it if you don't find it. I think that there are other better, or at least comparable products on the market that you can more easily access than freaking out over not getting Weller foolproof. So with that being said, I'm gonna have to do this in quick succession because you're gonna figure it out if I only say the one. But second place for me is the Maker's Cast Strength. First place is Rebel 120 pick. I'll generalize picks because I do think that those have just been phenomenal, and I am really, really happy with seeing how these single barrels have done, how just spectacular they've been across the board since they came out a few months ago, I guess, at this point. But overall, this is a real fun lineup, and I think that if I can't find Rebel 120 picks, I am by no means upset if I have to resort to Maker's Cask Strength. And time to echo Clifton from Bourbon Bites. I mean, this is a bottle that I feel like I need to have in my collection pretty much at all times. I think that he hit it right on the head recently with his, I think it was his holiday gift guide episode that came out last week, where he was saying that, it's just a great, widely available weeded cast strength bourbon. So there you have it. Rebel number 1, Maker's number 2, Weller foolproof, and the Larceny A121 in the last place. So Anyway, we are getting close to the end of the stream. I'm going to give 5 more minutes for everybody to get their donations in, their entries in for the giveaway. Once again, $5 gets you 1 entry, so every $5 an entry. Pat said he's been driving home for the last 50 minutes. Totally fine, man. Totally fine and understandable. So at 8:55, which is like 4 minutes from now, we'll go ahead and get it off, and then we'll have Donnie run the giveaway, if that's okay with him. If not, then I'll figure something else out. But he's a good sport about it. I think he'll be willing to help. Donnie, I'm just giving you a hard time. In the meantime, this just got dropped off to me today because he came over to record, but the Reese's potato chip big cup. I don't know why it's not focusing. I don't know. My resolution's weird. Can't wait for Wild Turkey Masters Keep 2 next year. Hi, Emily. Emily Chambers is in here. Donnie, not true. We have so Bev is in there. Jay should be in there. Tony and Justin. Tony had $10. Jay had 5. Eric did 10 for Bev. And then Justin did $10 as well. So, okay, sorry. 4 people, not 5. My bad. What's up, Zopher? Hey, man. Scott Pigsley, $5. I like my odds. Here you go, Scott. Pop Reader's out. Did I say that? I don't know if I did. Peanut butter salty crack that is awesome. I'm so excited for this. Oh, you can see the chocolate, excuse me, the potato chips kind of coming through the top. That's really funny. That's really funny. I'm excited for this. That's pretty spectacular. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. $5 from Alfonso from Zopher. Oh, the potato chips, just so good. Patrick said, I used to doubt the legitimacy of the big chip cup. I was wrong. No doubt here, my friend. Absolutely no doubt. And Chris says, cannot wait to get the Rebel and Ezra picks from LBS sent over. I've had both of them, and they are spectacular. Papa Ritter got both of them. Oh, where's Whiskey Mutant for this B-tack of Reese's? He was the one that gave it to me. Oh. He knows. He already knows. 21 watching and 12 likes. I'm seeing 24 on my end. Hit that like button. Helps. It really does help. Please do. Man, everybody's hopping on at the end of the stream. Hi, everybody. Sorry that the stream's going to be ending soon, but hope you've had a good evening. Come back next week at 8 o'clock when it starts. And time's up. Thanks, Swanee. Patrick's over on the over on Twitch too. Hey, oh. Hi, Patrick. Man, Reese's chocolate. Why do I keep saying chocolate chip? Reese's potato chip big cup is the bomb. That is so good. I want to try it right next to the pretzel one though. So I crowned a winner just yet, but the pretzel one is delicious. Let me know if you get that reference. We'll give Donnie a few seconds to get the giveaway together, and then we will go ahead and knock this out for you fine people. We can get on with the pick a number between 1 and 9. There it is. I am so sorry. Let's go with the magic number of 5. Let's go with 5. So 9 folks entered, or excuse me, there were 9 entries for like 4 or 5 folks, 5 or 6. I don't remember. I'm not good with math. And 9 total. Hola, Patrick. Mr. Patrick over on the Facebook. Swan says, can we get a full rant about the live action Cowboy Bebop from Drunk Eric for a Patreon bonus episode? 100%. That is 100% going to happen, without a doubt. I want that so badly. Tony back at Donuts. Congratulations, Tony, on the Maker's Flight. It's awesome, man. Good deal. Tony, get in contact. Actually, I think we have your address somewhere. So, sweet. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this week. Thank you so much as well for your snuffy chats, your love, your time. The time you take out of your day to be here is fantastic. All right. That does it for this week. Congratulations, Tony, and thank you all so much for being here. If you have not yet, please follow the show at My Bourbon Pod on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can find all of our good stuff. There's all the links for the stuff are in the description. Head up over to the Patreon to support the show. Patreon.com/My Bourbon Podcast. That's it. It does it. See you all next time. Till then, I'm Perry, and this is TIMBP Live. Bye.